Conservative media viewers, Jeremy Lin fans, and LA Lakers fans around the world. What's up? It's me, PFA, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert, and we're here to discuss in the long video format the Los Angeles Lakers 120-105 defeat tonight in Staples Center, Los Angeles, against the Golden State Warriors. Now, we did make a shorter video about this game earlier, so if you'd like to watch that or listen to that instead of this video, you will find the link for that short video, which is about 4 minutes long, in the video description below the video player if you just want the condensed version. Before I get started here, let me just introduce myself to some of the Los Angeles Lakers fans. A lot of you don't know who I am. We make videos about Jeremy Lin. So when Jeremy Lin played in New York, we made videos about the Knicks. When he played for the Rockets, we made videos about the Rockets. Now that he's playing for the Lakers, we're going to make videos about the Lakers. These videos, or video podcast, or whatever you want to call them, we examine the whole team and we examine the entire game, but we look at the game through the lens of Jeremy Lin. So we're going to focus much more heavily on Jeremy than on other players. But we will still discuss other players, strategy, coaching, etc., etc., etc. So that's a background for us if you don't know who we are. Now, we said in the short video, we kind of just put a quick broad brush over the game, said, look, Jeremy played much better offensively than he did in the Denver game where he only scored 1 point. And the Lakers just didn't have enough against Golden State's team. Golden State is capable of being an elite team in the NBA and an elite team in the West. They are capable of being a top 4 seed in the West, which is really impressive given how much talent there is in the Western Conference. I don't know if they're quite at the level of San Antonio, Oklahoma City, and the Clippers, but they're maybe right below that. And when they play like this, they are capable of being at that level. The Warriors are such a good shooting team that if they're hot, they can make anybody look bad. And that's kind of what happened tonight. They were, for a substantial portion of this game, they were shooting like 65%. They ended up shooting 56% for the game, and they shot 57% from three-point range. So they were hitting everything. And honestly, the Lakers didn't play particularly good defense. That is going to be an issue this year for the Lakers. It will be a concern, and you saw flashes of that tonight. There are some older players on the Lakers. There are some players that don't have particularly good lateral movement, like Jeremy. They're just some guys who don't have great defensive reputations. So it's going to take work. It's going to take work. However, the Warriors played their starters more minutes than the Lakers did, particularly in the second quarter. So that matters. If you're playing your starters against someone else's second and third stringers, you're probably going to get an advantage. And the Warriors did get an advantage with that. Is that the reason why they won? Well, they probably would have won anyway. But that didn't help the Lakers any. Secondly, the Lakers are missing some guys. They're missing Xavier Henry. They're missing Nick Young. They're missing Ryan Kelly. I think the Warriors are also missing some guys such as Sean Livingston. But the Lakers probably need their full roster a little bit more than the Warriors do. These two teams will be playing again in a couple of days. I think it's either Saturday or Sunday. I think Sunday. So hopefully the Lakers can kind of do a little bit better in that game. The Lakers, for a substantial portion of this game, didn't shoot the ball well. They were at like 35 or 36% for a good portion of the game. I thought they took too many outside shots. Although when they did try to get to the rim, Andrew Bogut was blocking some shots, so they didn't have a ton of options. The Lakers did not shoot the three-point shot well tonight. They only hit 1 out of 11, and the one make was by Jeremy Lin fairly early in the game. So that wasn't working for them. The wrong people were shooting. People like Jeremy Tyler and Robert Sacre were shooting jumpers rather than other guys who are better shooters, in my opinion. Although the way basketball works, the system works, is if you're open, you need to shoot. So if you're given a shot, you got to take it. However, the defense gives certain guys open shots because they're not very good at shooting. So Lakers need to continue to work on that. Jeremy Lin got the start tonight, and he did well. He did score the ball better than he did in the first game, but the truth is he played well in the first game too. So it's not like he dramatically improved his performance tonight. He played well in the first game against Denver. Of course, he had 10 assists and just 1 turnover. The only problem with his performance in game 1 was he didn't shoot well. He was like 0 for 6 with 1 point. Tonight, in 21 minutes, he was 4 of 4 from the field, including 1 of 1 from three-point range, was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, again had only 1 turnover, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 14 points. The Lakers had 5 players double-figure scoring. Ronnie Price off the bench with 11 points, Julius Randle, the rookie, with 12 points, Kobe Bryant, 15 points, Jeremy Lin with 14, and Carlos Boozer with 16. Now I want to go through some of the notes that I took during the game, just kind of like, so this will be kind of in chronological order. We'll just discuss, we'll expand when I get at something that I think is worth pointing out. Before I do that, just an overall picture on this game. Again, the Warriors are better than the Lakers. The Lakers need to be fully healthy, and they must get a substantial contribution from their bench, game in and game out, in order for them to legitimately compete for a playoff spot. I was a little bit less optimistic about the Lakers' prospects this season after this game, but on the other hand, it's still just one game. You don't want to overreact. That's just not sound judgment. We still need to see more stuff here. So there was some discussion before this game whether Ronnie Price was going to start or whether it would be Jeremy Lin starting. There was discussion among reporters before the game, and both names were mentioned as starters, but it did turn out that Jeremy did get the start. Early on in the game, Jeremy had his only turnover of the game, and he was trying to pass the ball in to, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Boozer, who was on the right side elbow. And Jeremy just kind of rushed the pass. Boozer, whomever it was that was setting up in position, he wasn't quite set, and the man read that Jeremy was going to pass the ball, and he just simply stepped in front of the pass. And sometimes Jeremy will do that a little bit. He'll get a little antsy, little jittery, and kind of rush. But again, this was early in the game. I don't want to make too much out of it. It was the only turnover he had in the whole game. But you can continue to work on that. Just be calm. Make the pass when you're ready to make it. Don't ever rush what you're doing. The Lakers were trying to utilize the Princeton offense, and particularly, at least somewhat, what is known as the chin action. Chin as in the lower portion of your face. The reason why I knew that, I recognized the set a little bit they were running, but I could see Byron Scott on the sidelines pointing, basically motioning to his chin to try to say, to run the chin, do the chin, to, I believe it was Jeremy Lin that he was trying to get the attention of at that time. So they were trying to run that. And I could see that they did do a little bit of that, I believe. Early in the game also, Kobe was handling the ball a fair amount. Certainly not to the extent that James Harden would when Jeremy Lin played in Houston, but somewhat. But as the game wore on, I thought that Kobe handled the ball less, and he allowed Jeremy to handle the ball more. That's good from a number of perspectives. Look, Kobe's an excellent playmaker, so it's not a bad thing if he's handling the ball and making decisions either. But because of Kobe's age and his mileage on his body, the less bringing the ball up that he has to do, the better it's going to be for him. Jeremy's perfectly capable of bringing the ball up, and he's very good at running the offense. So it's good that he was able to do that for most of the minutes that he was in, and it worked out pretty well. As we could see, it worked out for him scoring, and he also got other people involved. Jeremy did have some moments in the game where his defense was a little off. I first noticed this where he was chasing Stephen Curry around a series of screens that were set by a couple different Golden State Warrior players, and he was way behind Curry on the action. He was substantially behind him and catching up. Jeremy does, as we've said, he does have certain limitations in terms of lateral movement and this type of a thing. But the one thing that's very good about him is he never gives up on a play. Even if he's beaten on defense, he will recover and go and track the defender down, track the offensive player down. And he's very good at getting stops, even if he gets beaten initially. He can recover and make plays. And so even when he was beaten on this particular screen that Golden State Warrior was running, he still prevented Stephen Curry from getting a shot off. So that's really good. And Byron Scott understands, because he has said multiple times, he understands Jeremy has certain limitations, but he knows Jeremy will work as hard as he's capable of working to get the job done. And he did. Overall, Jeremy played terrific defense tonight. He played terrific defense. He really did. Transition defense, helping out, help defense. He did an excellent job. An excellent job. I was really disappointed because on Twitter I saw different Lakers fans giving him a hard time, and Stephen Curry's doing great against him. Look, Stephen is an excellent ball handler. He's very quick, and because he's such a good shooter, you have to play close to him, which means if you're close to him, it's easier for him to dribble around you. So he's not an easy guy to guard, and Jeremy's going to struggle with that some. Pretty much everybody else is in the league also. So that's just the way it is. I actually, like I said, I thought Jeremy did a relatively good job. But there was a stretch of time where Stephen kind of got on a roll. But besides that, Jeremy did I thought he did quite a good job. Just looking here, Kobe, I thought in this game, he looked more limited in terms of his legs and his explosiveness than he did in the Denver game. And again, some of that's just normal, and it's you're getting back into game shape and this type of thing. But in this game, I noticed more of what I think are going to be permanent changes in Kobe's abilities than I did in the Denver game. He looked slower. He just doesn't have the same movement and quickness that he had before the Achilles injury. And like I said in the Game 1 video, Kobe has the 5th most minutes played in NBA history. So some of it's not injury, it's just age and wear and tear. I do think by some of the movement that I saw Kobe doing tonight, and some of the hesitation in his legs, I do think that I saw some permanent effects of the Achilles injury tonight. And that's just the way it's going to be. And that's, Kobe has said it himself. He knows that he's not quite the same player after the Achilles surgery, and nobody is. Even Dominique Wilkins, who had the most successful NBA return from Achilles tendon surgery, wasn't the same player. He still was really good, but he wasn't the same explosive player that he was before the injury. So I thought that was a little more evident with Kobe tonight, and he's going to have to manage with it. On the other hand, Kobe's jump shot looked fantastic again for the most part in this game. Really good. And he's made adjustments to his shooting and his offense based upon his limitations. He's really made some very focused improvements on his shot to compensate for the physical limitations, in my opinion. He's got more arc on his shot, I think. It looks like his shot looks as good or better than it has in a long time. And again, he's not getting the same vertical lift when he's shooting the ball as he used to, but he's found a way to adapt to that physical change in himself. So just got to give him a lot of credit. I mean, to be able to do that, especially at his age, takes a tremendous amount of work and skill. And I don't know how many points per game he's going to average this year, but he's going to be able to put up some solid numbers just because of his skill level, even with the reduced leg strength and leg function. So that's really nice to see. There was a period of time in this game where Jeremy was working with the first team, and I thought, like, man, Jeremy might really do better with the second unit because the second unit is more athletic, young, and explosive. On the other hand, though, as we saw in the first game and we saw it again tonight, the second unit, particularly the rookies, they're still learning everything. And so if Jeremy plays with those guys, even though they might be better at finishing fast breaks and stuff, they don't have the basketball savvy that the veteran players do, just because the vets have been around longer. So you think, well, might be nicer to see Jeremy Lin passing the ball to Julius Randle on a fast break rather than Carlos Boozer. And that's probably true. But Carlos Boozer might be a more consistent 15-foot jump shooter than is Julius Randle at this point in time. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It was nice to see Jeremy get to be able to work with the starters. I thought he and Kobe had some good chemistry, and Jeremy's able to get the ball to guys where they want it. You see him pass the ball to Jordan Hill for a jumper, Carlos Boozer. Jeremy just has a knack for getting guys the ball where they want it. And it's great. We saw the chemistry that he has with Ed Davis in the last game, and tonight we saw him do similar things with Jordan Hill, Carlos Boozer, and to some extent Kobe Bryant as well. Okay. Yeah, I made a note here that says LA defense looks horrible, and it did at times, but again, Golden State will make you look bad even if your defense is solid. Jeremy pushed the tempo tonight. You saw him at least once, and I think twice actually, get the ball on a defensive rebound and push it. One of the times, I think he took the ball all the way on the left side of the court, coming up, got the defensive rebound, went the whole length of the court, and made a shot. Also, he was good at getting into the lane and making smart decisions. You saw in the one play where he drove into the lane on a diagonal from the right-hand side. He went through the lane, then came back around and finished with a nice little right-handed scoop shot. That was brilliant. As the announcer said during the game, that's a move that Steve Nash would do. And it is. And it was nice to see Jeremy execute it that well. And he looked quite good on that. I also was impressed with the way Ronnie Price looked in this game. Ronnie is known as a defensive guard, but I thought his jump shot looked pretty good on several occasions in this game. So if he's able to hit a mid-range shot with any regularity, that's really going to help the Lakers. I mean, if you can have your third guard be a 3-and-D, or he's not going to be a three-point shooter necessarily, but a solid jump shooting guy who's also known for his defense, that would be good. That would be great, actually, particularly for those times when Steve Nash might be hurt. And so it would then be just Jeremy Lin and Ronnie Price manning the point guard spot in such a situation. Jordan Clarkson suffered a calf strain in this game. A strain is an injury to the muscle. I don't know how severe it is. I think they will have more information on that injury tomorrow, I believe. Maybe he'll be reevaluated then. But what we saw in this game is what we saw in the first game, which was Jordan Clarkson and Julius Randle forcing shots, making questionable decisions, and just kind of looking lost often. And when I said in the first video that if Jordan Clarkson plays that way, then Jeremy's going to get more minutes because Byron Scott won't trust Jordan Clarkson to run the offense. And I think we again saw that tonight. I think that's even was more clear tonight than it was in the first game. And that's probably because Jeremy Lin wasn't out there to run the offense when Jordan Clarkson was out there. And so you saw even a little bit more of Jordan Clarkson forcing perhaps than he did even in the first game. So, again, I like Jordan Clarkson. I think Jordan Clarkson has excellent talent, and I think he's going to be a really, really good NBA player. But it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Okay, I'm just going over some of these other notes here. Yeah, there was one play in this. It was very difficult for Jeremy. He basically fouled Stephen Curry on a leaning in three-pointer, which was good. And so Steph Curry hit the three and got the foul, and that resulted in Jeremy's fifth foul of the game. So one thing I thought later on in this game, when the game was really out of hand, there could come a time during this season where the Lakers are going to really need to lean on Jeremy, where they're going to need a Linsanity type of thing. Because if Kobe's going to look a little more worn, maybe maybe he gets a little dinged, or they want to rest him a little bit more, you're going to need somebody to spark the whole thing. And honestly, that's probably not going to happen much with the rookies because they're rookies. It might happen with Nash if Nash is able to be healthy and play a decent amount of minutes in a particular game. So if it's not going to be Kobe, then the person that's most capable of doing that is Jeremy Lin. And so I think that there could definitely be times this year where Jeremy might get a real opportunity to be the guy. Perhaps when Kobe's off the floor, maybe even when Kobe's on the floor and Kobe's just tired or needs a little bit of a rest on offense or whatever. So if you're a Jeremy Lin fan, that's something to look forward to. Coming into this, I was thinking everything's going to revolve around Kobe, and it still will. But again, based upon age, minutes restrictions, limitations, you might see sometimes during this year where the team will kind of turn it over to Jeremy because they know he can kind of sprinkle the magic dust and get it done. So that's one thing that I really took from this game. And if you're a Jeremy Lin fan, that's something to really look forward to. People will and already have spent time ripping Jeremy and his defense on Stephen Curry. That wasn't the main problem early. The main problem was Klay Thompson, who was being guarded by Kobe. And Kobe's defense did not look good in this game, although he did have some very good steals, including a steal that he passed ahead to Jeremy Lin for a left-handed layup. But whatever limitations Kobe has on offense, he's going to have much more of them on defense. So what I'm trying to say is if you hear people blaming Jeremy or talking about Steph Curry, that's not really fair. First of all, I thought Jeremy played some excellent defense in this game. If you watch the entirety of the game, he made some terrific plays. He really did. But the truth is, other people were hurting the Lakers quite a bit, or even more, and earlier in the game. Steph didn't really heat up until the third quarter or so. So the Lakers were down by 20 points before Steph started to get hot, in my opinion. So if you hear people just harping on Jeremy, then I think that's an agenda or that's a bias. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. Let me think. What else is going on? Well, look, like I said, this is one game. It's unfortunate. You're not going to win them all. The preseason's the preseason. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to think. What team was it? I think the Lakers went what did they go, 0-8 or something one time under Mike Brown. I think in the preseason they still made the playoffs, the finals or something. I don't know, something like that. So let's not read too much into this. For Jeremy Lin personally, tonight was a very good night. He got the start. He scored quite well, put to rest all of the whispering after the Denver game. Again, he had only one turnover in his stint on the court, and he looked good. Like I said, I don't want to hear this all this stuff with defense stuff. If people are focusing on that, that's just they're kidding themselves. Let's just put it that way. So a good night for Jeremy Lin. A tough night for the team, but again, this will help them evaluate things. They do need to get Nick Young back. They do need to get Xavier Henry back. They do need to get Ryan Kelly back, etc. So they need that. If they're not at full health, they're definitely not going to be that good this year because they need everybody. That's crucial for them. I felt in this game that if they were going to win, their second unit was going to have to do a lot of the work, and they did for a bit, and then it kind of fell apart a little bit. The rookies just aren't quite ready, and the team's just not in sync yet. There's a whole bunch of new pieces on the team. There's a new coach. There's a new system. It's just going to take some time. So, I don't feel bad about it. I thought again, preseason doesn't matter. I felt good about it. I felt good about what Jeremy did. I felt good about Byron Scott giving him the start. And I think Byron and the team are going to be very happy with the way that Jeremy performed tonight. I believe that they showed later in the game a clip of Kobe and Jeremy talking on the bench. Again, as I've said on Twitter and I've said to individual Lin fans, Kobe is an intelligent guy. Kobe's not James Harden. Kobe's not worried or threatened by Jeremy Lin. Kobe knows what Jeremy's capable of because he's seen it up close and personal in that 38-point game, the Knicks against the Lakers. If Kobe believes that Jeremy Lin is capable of helping him win and the team win, believe me, Kobe will fully use Jeremy Lin. And so to see, Kobe hugging Jeremy in the first game and listening to him and talking to him tonight, I think Kobe's starting to understand, I need this guy. Not just I need this guy because he's one guy of the team. No, I need this guy because this guy could be critical to the team's success this year. Maybe more critical than a lot of other people on the team. So I'm extremely excited about that. Extremely excited about that. So, okay, that is it for now. Your comments below, thumbs up, thumbs down. We encourage you to come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook group, which has over 3,500 members and growing. Encourage you to come and follow us on our CNM J-Lin Vids Twitter account, which has over 2,000 followers at this time. You will find information for both of those things in the video description below the video player. You'll also find information for video highlights of the Lakers versus Warriors game. Something of a tough night, and I'm not shaken up at all. This is really just, again, preseason doesn't mean anything. I'm encouraged, particularly as a Jeremy Lin fan and looking at things from a Jeremy Lin perspective. Once again, I am Paulo Villarreal, PFE, the NBA expert. Thanks a lot for watching Conservative New Media. We strive to be the #1 Jeremy Lin YouTube fan channel. It is 2:15 a.m. early on Friday, October 10th, 2014, here on the East Coast of the United States, which means it is 2:15 p.m. in Taipei, Taiwan, Manila, the Philippines, and China. As Brent Yin told me, not just Shanghai, China, but the entirety of China, because they do have one time zone for the entire country, which I kind of knew, but I didn't know, even though geographically there's like 5 time zones, but they only use one single time zone in the country. That's it. And eager to hear what you guys think about the game. We certainly encourage you to go and to check out all of the various Jeremy Lin sites. I'll try to name them all now. I hope I don't forget anybody. Jeremy Lin Portal, Jeremy Lin Articles and Facts, Jeremy Lin Forum, J-Lin Nation, JeremyLin.net, and what is the 6th one? I'm forgetting one. Jeremy Lintel. If you have any questions about how to get to those sites or what they are, whatever, come and hit us up on Twitter. I'll guide you right to them. As I said on Twitter, I was able to go and check out Jeremy Lin Portal last night, and I really liked it. Seems like there's a lot of good stuff going on there. Of course, the original site is JeremyLin.net, who's been doing it for quite a long time. We love those guys. So anything you want to understand or find out about Jeremy Lin, you can learn from those various sites. And those people also do a good job, all of them, of breaking down the Lakers. Not just Jeremy, but the Lakers as a team and as a unit. That is it for now. Hope everybody is having a good, great day or great night wherever you are around the world when you listen to this video. Finally, I wanted to wish a happy birthday to Lily Chen. Lily, happy birthday. I just randomly caught your post about your birthday, because I don't go to my timeline that much because I'm following so many people. It's hard to see everything. But so people need to send stuff to me, to me, just so I can see it. But I saw your thing, and I'm glad that I saw it. So I hope you had a great birthday. Your cake, I think it was, looked really nice, and the shirt that you got. So definitely wishing you a happy birthday. Okay, excellent stuff. The next game, I'm sorry, I do not have it in front of me. I believe it's on either Saturday or Sunday. Actually, hang on a second. Yes, it is on Sunday, and I believe it's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, which would be 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time, although I can't validate that or verify that right now, so don't hold me to that. But hopefully the boys will be able to get some revenge against the Warriors. But the main thing with the preseason, stay healthy and evaluate your team. particularly for a new coach with a new set of team members. Just need to see what works, what combination of players and lineups work, et cetera, et cetera. It's unfortunate that the defense kind of took a step back tonight, but it's going to happen again, particularly against a high-powered offense like the Warriors. It was their night tonight, and that's the way that it goes. Okay, that is it for now. Again, thanks for watching, and we will talk to you all soon. And when I can, I will head to the comments and head back to Twitter. Take care.